Hey, you're thinking about moving to Nashville, but worried because you're used to living near water and you think, how in the world are you going to do that here in Nashville? What if I could show you an area that within 20 to 30 minutes of downtown, you could be having dinner on your own back porch by the water in the moonlight over a great glass of wine? I can show that to you. Let's take a look. Okay, moving from center of downtown Nashville, which of course is in Davidson County, we're going over to northeast over into Hendersonville, which is in Sumner County, approximately 18 miles from Nashville and 22 miles at the top of the point. But as you can see, there are two peninsulas that do make up Hendersonville, so it depends on where you live on the lake as to the timing that you've got. When we're here, we're going to visit a couple places, the Drakes Creek Park, which is where we will show you a little bit later, and also the historic Rock Castle. Hey, have you guessed where we came? I'm in Hendersonville now, and I've met my partner in crime, Felicia, along here at my favorite store, the Baylor Bone Interiors.
It's one of my favorites too, and I'm with you on that. It is a great place in the shops of Indian Lakes, and that is a wonderful area in Hendersonville that you and I both have had a lot of fun looking through and placing our clients in.
Because one of the many things we do is help people get their homes ready for sale, and that means weeding out and staging and all the things. But today what we want to do is really show people how you can live near the water. You can have the best of both worlds by downtown Nashville, but you don't have to be in Nashville to do all the beautiful things day to day. We're in the Indian Lake Shopping Center with the movie theaters and the big box stores, great restaurants,
coffee shops, shopping, clothes, everything from medical. We've got, Vanderbilt Eye Care is out here. You just have a really good selection of things that keep you from having to go right into downtown, but you're just 25 minutes away on I-65 North, and it's just a wonderful little getaway, and you can go into the city, but you can come home and live on the lake and get your water
fix.
Yeah.
Get your water fix.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that people are always concerned about is they're used to water and they want the outdoor life, but they want close proximity. One of the reasons that Felicia and I both work all throughout the Middle Tennessee area, but when someone is really fine-tuned where they want to be exactly, then I often am not the expert in that area. Felicia is certainly going to be the expert. So when we reach out, we all work together as a team. We're looking for the best person, the best fit for you, to find the best community for you, so you don't make any mistakes when you move. That's one of the things I love about having that partnership.
Well, I do too. And Susan, we, having grown up in Middle Tennessee, you and I both bring to the table that kind of experience. I mean, the outdoor life, having gone to school in various places throughout Middle Tennessee, which you and I did, and from that outdoorsy situation, whether it's the lakes, whether it's hiking, mountain biking,
the
walking,
horses, the riding,
all of it.
with all the brothers and sisters who do every single sport. When you want to know where is it that you can go mountain biking, we got you. Where is it that you want to know when you want to lease a place for your horse? We got you. How do you find a place to boat if you don't own your own boat or you don't want to bring your own boat? We got you.
We definitely do. And the thing that we know our clients want all the time is they don't always want to have that urban feel. That doesn't mean we don't suit those people. We certainly understand that as well. But they want that outdoorsy life too. Oftentimes they've lived in congested places and they want to feel that they're not living right on top of their neighbor. They want neighbors, but they don't want to be in the same room with them at all times.
And the pricing, again, it's back to the difference between Hendersonville, which is in Sumner County. If you want lake life, you might want to be Mount Juliet or Hendersonville.
Yeah.
This is just
lake.
north of Nashville, same lake. A Cumberland River floods into the to Old Hickory Lake. Yeah. But if you want to be more, the median price point is mid-4s here in in Gallatin, and we're here in Hendersonville, so that's closer to right about $500,000.
I mean, it really is, but you can have all the way up to your $2 million views and houses, and they have plenty to offer in this area. And I think you have 45 50,000 people in Hendersonville.
That's it.
And it's a great little area out right. It's just a suburb of Nashville. It's part of the Nashville Metro Davidson County, but it's Sumner County. And so your taxes might be a little different. I've heard people compare, you know, the Brentwood experience on the south side of town where you're paying like $2 million for your house, where here you can maybe pay $800 to $1.
Well, and here's one of the few places that you can actually live on the water. So if you happen to be on Percy Priest Lake, you cannot live on the water because it is a Corps of Engineers properties. But you can live on the water if you happen to have that budget, or you can live near the water. So dock on the water is probably going to cost you closer to $2 million plus. But close to the water is not bad, and we got all kinds of things. So I think the best thing for us to do to kind of introduce this area to people is to let's show them some places.
I'd love to do that. And let me speak to something since you brought up the water. We have these boat clubs. So say you don't own your own boat or you don't have your own dock, but you want to rent it for the summer and be a part of that. It was a great way to introduce that to them. So glad that you mentioned that, Susan, because you can belong to a boat club in Nashville, Tennessee, take your family out, but never have the expense of the ownership and the maintenance of that, which is a lot.
You know what the best day of a horse owner and a boat owner is?
The day they sell
and the day they buy.
Yeah.
Heard that many times in my life, and it's very, very true.
Yes.
Okay,
so
let's go. Let's go take a look.
So Susan, we're still on Indian Lake Boulevard, and you can see that the shopping continues for quite a ways. Okay, so if you go straight, we're going to end up on Gallatin Pike. And that will take you into the heart of the original Hendersonville. But they've done so much to build this up. You've got your banks, you've got more restaurants. I mean, this really is a growing area of this community.
If you're budget conscious, you got to pay attention to the fact that here in Hendersonville today, the gas is running at $3.21. Was it $3.21 for you?
$3.19. I mean, it's
$3.19. Then when I left Franklin, it was $3.59. There's a difference.
We're at Drakes Creek Park, where, you know, Susan, they have walking trails, they have restrooms, they have the soccer fields. And
one of the places that when you first come into the city, there's a great spot for children, and I've taken my grandchildren here to throw ducks.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed to throw ducks, but anyway, they love it. They follow you around. It's just a really cute little city park. Now, when you really want to get outside and get away from it all, there are lots of other spots we'll tell you about.
Perfect.
So let's take a drive through the older neighborhoods to get down and around the point to get to some of the homes that are situated on the water. As you can tell, these old neighborhoods were built 50s, 60s, 70s. Very, very large lots. They, at one point, didn't have sewer. They certainly do now. But you're going to find in these neighborhoods large lots, mature trees, older homes, varying degrees of updates, overhead electrical lines, but beautiful, beautiful property. Now, when we get around the point and get closer, we're going to get to the areas that do have homes that back up to the water. But let's get a little bit more information about Hendersonville for you. Don't you think? Population is about 65,000 as of 2024, and Hendersonville is the 10th largest city in the state. It's known as a very safe community with low crime rates, a very strong economy, lots of job opportunity, and super family friendly.
So, you know, it's bright out here, but these are absolutely gorgeous homes right on this beautiful lake. And we are really basically on private property. But, you know, back here, you've got Corps of Engineer owns part of your access. So you do not get to have all the way there. They maintain that, and they have a tree designation, too, of what you can cut down and what you can't. But it is absolutely beautiful. And if you turn around this way, as you and I were talking, and we go, you can see some of the houses that property belongs to over our car.
Now, here in Hendersonville, when I was growing up, and we remember this is an area that was a lot of the music industry, as in Johnny Cash. As we mentioned, Taylor Swift grew up here in her early teen years, I guess, in high school. But this was definitely where the music industry, here in Gallatin, where the music industry lived when 60s, 70s, 80s.
All those stars you remember.
Yeah.
Hey, Susan, you know, we're standing in front of Rock Castle Historic Site, which is what? The oldest
home in Middle Tennessee. Is it Middle Tennessee or Tennessee?
Oldest home in Middle Tennessee. I think it was built in the 1700s or 1780s. Yeah. And it is right at the end of Indian Lake. It'll dead end into an 18-acre property that, you know, allows for tourism, but it also has, you know, ball fields and things like that. So it's a great place to come for a family outing right in the middle of Hendersonville.
There's some events. I think early August there's a songwriters event, which
Yes.
again, you're going to find songwriters events all over the Middle Tennessee area. But maybe you don't have the multi-million dollars to live on the lake. There are places to enjoy the lake. And that's one of the big things I want people to understand. At any price point, there's lots of places to enjoy the lake and water life here.
Especially in Hendersonville, and that's why we're showing it to you. So one of the things about being in this area of Hendersonville, and we're going kind of around the peninsula and on the peninsula, is you have houses from different age groups and time frames that were built up to be lake walkable to the lake, almost like at the beach. When you live right off the beach, you can walk down to it. So some of these were, of course, your 60s, 70s, 80s ranches that they've been bought or torn down or redone, which we showed as you got closer to the waterfront. And there's so many options here.
If you want an acre, if you want size, you are going to be buying an older home. There's just no shoots about it. You are buying an older home. If you want more lot size, you don't have to worry about what you want to do as far as updates or renovations go. But you also are not getting sidewalks. You're not getting underground utilities. So it's a trade-off that we want people to really think about. What's the most important thing to you in a house, in a community, in a neighborhood? And then can be narrowed down.
So here we are trespassing on somebody's property, but we thought that this was worth seeing. Look around you, Susan. Look how gorgeous that is.
It's beautiful, and something people really need to realize. This obviously was an older home here. The house, it was not vacant land. People always come to Nashville wanting, find me vacant land and I'll build my perfect house. You're not finding the vacant land in something like this especially. You're finding an older home, you're tearing it down, and you're building on it. And that's just a 16, 17, 18 step process. We can help you through it. But being realistic about what you can find is something that I think we really need to talk about.
Start Point, isn't it? I think this is Start Point. Here's some cars.
So you don't have to have your own private boat dock. There are plenty of places to load in around the lake.
And you can see where people tie off and have a lot of fun too. They do their own parties and tie off here.
You know what's great is this is not that big.
Blue Ridge Estates is located in Hendersonville, Tennessee, off Gallatin Road. It is an older neighborhood developed initially in the late 80s, early 90s, on lot sizes that were either a quarter acre to a third acre. Blue Ridge Estates has 6 homes available for sale in it right now, ranging from $650,000 to $900,000. Those homes typically range in square footage size from 3,500 to 4,500 square feet, with $192 per square as an average. The current offering median price in there is $750,000. The homes are typically all brick with soaring ceiling heights and foyer heights. They are walkable neighborhoods. It is a lovely offering for single families. They are located in the Nanny Berry Elementary School Zone, Robert E. Ellis Middle School, and Hendersonville High School zones. Blue Ridge Estates has a wonderful offering for someone looking for just the right amount of space in their yard and for their home and for their family in Hendersonville. So where are we? We're in Durham Farms, aren't we?
Durham Farms.
Oh my
This
God.
is one of the areas that has several different builders who have bought lots, taken up full phases, and built new home construction here in Hendersonville. As you can tell, there haven't been a whole lot of new construction home areas. We wanted to share with you one of the most popular ones.
We love Durham Farms. It has a lot of different offerings in the price ranges from anywhere from like mid-4s all the way up to $1.9 million. So you do have different sections, you do have different offerings. So it's something to keep in mind. You're not far from downtown Hendersonville, right close to our shopping area that we loved at Indian Lake. So just wanted to point that out.
Some of the really good school districts, when you get into an area like this where it has the walking trails, it's got the communities, it's got a lot of the community neighborhood things, people like to move up and move down within the same neighborhood. So maybe you outgrow your smaller home and move into something that's larger. Or you had a really big one, your kids have grown up, you still want to stay in the same community. So to be in a community like Durham Farms and see people doing that tells you people really love it. Something else I noticed when we're driving around, Felicia, is that some of the areas have the garages because you have alley access.
Yes, very good thing to notice. You don't always have to park in front. You've got alley access to your garage. Very glad that you pointed that out, Susan. And they also have a lot of green space and common areas that's awfully nice. It's a wonderful community. Your lot sizes aren't as big. We talked about that. You know, some of the older ones we showed you in the original homes in Hendersonville have those big lots, and you don't have a lake view, but you are close enough in this community to get to the lakes.
And you notice this has the underground utilities, so you don't have the overhead. Smaller lots, sidewalks, community pools, community access, underground utilities. Your choice. What do you like best?
Talk to us. We'd love to show you Durham Farms. So Susan, we saw Hendersonville today. What do you think?
I think we haven't seen enough. There's a lot more to see, but it gives you a good flavor of what it could be like living by the water in Hendersonville for you. But if you want to see another city, what do they need to do?
We're going to Gallatin next, so you need to subscribe and like and maybe drop some comments in there. We'd love to see what you want to see.
Actually.
And show you that.
See ya. See you next week.
Well, you gotta sit up, maybe.
I need to sit up, huh?
Go sit up.
Straighten your back.
Creek Park, and it is right in the middle of Hendersonville. What was it, Susan? When we got off Indian Lake Boulevard, you can't laugh. We're nobody's here on a Saturday, so it clearly shows this is probably we probably shouldn't be here either.
Oh, I'm bald.
I'm fat. I'm not liking any of it.